Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narsimhan, and we have big revelations, and it's an exclusive broadcast, a special broadcast where the first half of this edition of The Right Stand we dedicate to some massive revelations that have come forth on the involvement and the close links of the banned proscribed organization PFI, Popular Front of India, and the political outfit, the SDPI. Now, this is just a day after the SDPI chief and National President M.K. Faizi was arrested under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act or PMLA by the Enforcement Directorate for his alleged financial links with banned Popular Front of India. Now, ED sources have revealed to CNN News 18, and this has been shared with us with our Group Editor, Investigations and Security Affairs, Manoj Kumar Gupta, that jihad is their ultimate goal for both the PFI and the SDPI. SDPI has relied on PFI for daily operations and funding since its inception, and while engaging in social and political activities, their true aim was to promote jihad without resorting to fear tactics like issuing fatwas or other operations. The investigation, initially launched by the National Investigation Agency NIA in Kochi in 2013 and later transferred to NIA in Delhi in 2022, uncovered a conspiracy involving PFI members collecting funds domestically and internationally, and these funds obtained through various channels including banking, hawala and donations were allegedly used to finance terrorist activities across Bharat. Searches conducted on the 3rd of December 2020 at PFI offices and members' residences yielded incriminating documents and digital evidence. Now, this evidence suggests PFI's control over SDPI's finances, activities, decision-making and also selection of cadre and candidates for electoral forays. It became very clear that SDPI with its shared members and leaders acted as a front for the PFI, and a lot of PFI members, when PFI and its affiliate organizations were proscribed, they automatically became members of the SDPI and continued with their activities. SDPI's dependence on PFI for decision making, candidate selection, event planning and cadre mobilization has been exposed. Despite 12 summons, MK Faizi attempted to evade authorities. His role as national president of SDPI is crucial to the investigation. He was a PFI member from its inception until 2009 and then joined the SDPI upon its formation, later becoming its national secretary. During interrogation, Faizi denied any connection between SDPI and PFI, claiming SDPI received no funding from PFI. He also denied knowledge of incriminating documents presented to him, stating SDPI received no foreign funding. But there is more, and let's move to the next part of this. Enforcement Directorate sources have said that the SDPI is just PFI's front with common cadre and members. Investigations suggest they were sharing common cars. SDPI was founded in the year 2009 with E. Abu Bakr and Simi member P. Koya. According to top leaders, they have clearly said they are associated with SDPI. They have also revealed that several members of the PFI are also a part of the SDPI. The overlapping membership of cadre of PFI and SDPI, involvement of PFI office bearers in founding of SDPI, utilization of each other's assets and deeper investigations found the deep-rooted nexus between the two organizations. And there's more. Now, a document titled Conceptual Clarity About Organization and Party was seized from PFI's Kerala headquarters, and this exposes the outfit's true objectives: advancing an Islamic movement in Bharat through various forms of jihad. Another document, a letter addressed to quote-unquote Faizi Sahab and also found at PFI's Kerala headquarters, details the procedures of selecting candidates for state assembly and parliamentary elections. This document now further confirms PFI's direct involvement in SDPI's candidate selection process for both elections. These are all in possession of the authorities. Anand Gurumurthy, spokesperson Karnataka BJP, with us. We should have Yasmin Farooqi, the National General Secretary of the SDPI, joining us. Binay Singh, journalist, with us. Anand Gurumurthy, your thoughts? When the PFI and its proscribed, affiliated organizations were proscribed, one of the first clarion calls was, please also ban SDPI. But that was not done by the union government. Why? Was this not evident then?
See, basically, certain things were there. Okay, when PFI was banned, certain evidence was there. But post demonetization, Okay, about 1 lakh crore did not come into the RBI's ration. Okay, about 1 lakh crore did not come into the RBI's listing. The reason was that such organizations which were externally funded, never really came back to the government and said this belongs to us. Okay, and because of that, from there the data collection started happening, and ED got involved. These cases are very difficult to track, and we need to really congratulate the people involved. Okay, who are tracking these and connecting the dots and making sure that people who are who are involved in this are arrested. So this is a very laborious process, and they have done it. They have come to this extent. Now, banning an organization should be done. Okay, once it is proven and once there are there's evidence enough, then it should be done. So that was the reason why it was not banned, but PFI was banned because PFI had enough evidence against them. Now that these new things are coming out, and basically there's some history to it, but still it was not good enough for a ban. Now that things have come in place, I'm sure we have a home minister like Amit Shah ji will definitely take care of what is necessary for the country. He'll do it.
No, but these data and this information, Ben, I think, as Yasmin Farooqi is also joining us, about the SDPI being connected with the PFI, although they later very clearly denied, but there's a lot of it is there in public domain. Some of this evidence is dated back to 2017. We'll put that out in a bit. But there was a time when the entire PFI website, I have personally seen it. They've removed it thereafter in 2015, 2016. There was a PFI tree and there was a whole chart, and CFI, Satya Sarani, SDPI were all seen to be and shown to be part of PFI. Thereafter, they say we are independent organizations. But when you proscribe an organization, then its political wing was let off. That raised a lot of questions at that time. Now this evidence is further showing that they are still connected.
Yes, look, we are a democracy and there are certain rules and regulations and binding. So PFI was just not an organization. It was a political party. And yes, there were evidence. You can see in the website of the then Popular Front of India, they have their active website mentioning a lot of things about their association with SDPI. But again, I think that the Indian agency might have thought of making a very airtight case when it comes to banning a political party, because this took so many other things. Like it was not just like banning PFI and its 8 other affiliates. So I would like to give an example. Everybody was convinced at the time of 2009 attacks that there is a guy called Ajmal Kasab at the very next day, and it was confirmed in Pakistan by their villagers, by their parents also. But it took 4 years to hang him because there is a democratic process. So I think the democratic process and the Indian agencies might have thought of making a very airtight case against SDPI. And yes, it is evident that SDPI, just like the PFI, they were having the garb of a political party, like PFI was having a garb of a social active organization, but they were terrorist outfits. SDPI is a terrorist outfit.
We are not passing judgment. We are not passing judgment on the SDPI's activities. But the claim that the SDPI and PFI are not connected, that stands falsified. So if the PFI is a proscribed organization and its members are now actively still involved by using SDPI as a platform, then is that not a cause for concern? Yasmin Farooqi, namaste. How would you respond to this, the Enforcement Directorate details and evidences that have come forth that the PFI and SDPI are very much in tango and the PFI is the parent body?
नो नेवर, बिल्कुल गलत बात है। हम अपने इंडिपेंडेंट सोशल डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी इंडिया जो है वो अपने आप में एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी है, और इस पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को क्योंकि ख़तरा दिख रहा है सबको, क्योंकि हमारी जो अभी सरकार है उसको हर उस आदमी से जिससे कि ख़तरा नज़र आता है उसके वो लोग पीछे पड़ जाते हैं। बिल्कुल झूठ है, बकवास है, कोई प्रूफ नहीं है इनके पास। और ये क्योंकि हम लोग सड़कों पे एहतजाज करते हैं, क्योंकि हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बात करते हैं, क्योंकि हम लोकतंत्र की बात करते हैं, हम गलत बात पे सड़क पे आके एहतजाज करते हैं, हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में जो हमारे हुकूक हैं उनकी बात करते हैं, और वो उनको क्योंकि एक गवर्नमेंट चलानी है और दादागिरी करनी है, उनको सिर्फ हर उस आदमी, एक उनके पास ईडी जो है एक हथियार है और वो तलवार की तरह उसे चला रहे हैं। साबित अभी तक वो कुछ नहीं कर पाए, और मैं आज आपको आपके चैनल पे ये लिख के दे रही हूं कि वो कुछ साबित नहीं कर पाएंगे। हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं, भारतीय हैं, और हमारा खून इसमें है शामिल। कोई बात नहीं है, जेलों में डालो, कुछ भी करो, हम साबित करके बताएंगे कि उन जेलों से ही उठ के हम इन सब बेड़ियों से आजाद कर होंगे। देखिए, हम अपने लोकतांत्रिक और संवैधानिक मामले में ही रहें।
आरोप ये है कि पॉपुलर फ्रंट ऑफ इंडिया का एक अल्टीरियर मोटिव ये था यास्मीन जी, कि भारत को एक इस्लाम बहुल इस्लामिक राष्ट्र बनाना है। तो उनका तरीका ये था कि हम इसके अंदर, सिस्टम के अंदर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन हो, पॉलिसी हो, पॉलिटिक्स हो, सब जगह जाकर अपनी जड़ों को इस तरह से घुस जाएंगे, और वहाँ पर ये इस्लामिस्ट जो बेंट है कि इस देश की पूरी डीएनए को चेंज करना, ये उनका ये था। इसीलिए पीएफआई, पॉपुलर फ्रंट ऑफ इंडिया, और उसके कई सारे आउटफिट्स को बैन किया गया। अब जिस तरह से सत्या सरनी की बात 16-17 में हुई थी, हादिया का केस हुआ था, भले ही आप वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जीते, पर आज हादिया कहां पर है सबको पता है, उसके साथ क्या हुआ, एंड द आइसिस विडोज की पूरी स्टोरी डॉक्यूमेंटेड है। तो कहीं ना कहीं सबको सामने दिखा कि क्या किया गया। बट एसडीपीआई के सामने यह कहा गया था कि आप पॉलिटिकल आउटफिट है, आपका पीएफआई से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। दैट वाज व्हाट द क्लेम इज, एंड यू आर आल्सो क्लेमिंग द सेम थिंग. Let me now put out, and please allow us to please put out some more evidence that we have got, which the ED claims it already has, and this is only tip of the iceberg that's been shared with us, and we've got those documents here in front of us that we've accessed. Let's go across to that before we go across to go back to our panelists. Have a look at this. Enforcement Directorate raids across SDPI's offices at 12 locations uncovered numerous incriminating documents that establish PFI's control, funding and supervision of SDPI's activities. We've got that. Let me just list it out. Evidence reveals that the SDPI was heavily reliant on PFI for daily operations, policy decisions, candidate selection, public programs, cadre mobilization and more. Have a look at this. Documents recovered include minutes from PFI's Political Action Committee, State Executive Committee meetings, as well as handwritten notes, all pointing to substantial financial support extended by PFI to the SDPI. A key document from March 2019 reveals that the PFI allocated 3.75 crore rupees to SDPI's election fund, with 1.75 crore settled through vouchers. Another record from a July 2017 PSC meeting at Unity House, Kerala, shows that 8.3 lakh rupees was budgeted for the Vengara election in Kerala, and an additional 25 lakh was to be raised locally. And according to sources, the global outreach involved using various aliases in Middle Eastern countries to solicit funds, which were then transferred through hawala and other covert methods. Investigations revealed that the PFI and SDPI maintained a party-organization relationship in Gulf countries, operating as IFF, Indian Fraternity Forum, and ISF, Indian Social Forum, respectively. The IFF functioned under the PFI, while the ISF operated under the SDPI. These overseas organizations were members, and they were instrumental, their members were instrumental in collecting funds, particularly through Ramadan collection or RC drives. PFI and SDPI leaders frequently traveled to these countries, ostensibly for various reasons, but their true purpose was to attend ISF and IFF meetings. These foreign funds were not reflected in their accounts, indicating transfer through illegal hawala channels. Evidence suggests that PFI's expenses on behalf of SDPI, as documented in the seized materials, were not reflected in PFI's bank accounts. These funds used to finance SDPI's activities were characterized as funds for jihad. PFI collected these funds from foreign countries, primarily Gulf nations, as part of a criminal conspiracy to support violent and terrorist activities in India. Somewhere destabilize the state and push forth their own motive. They used albeit peaceful means for their jihad or struggle, but the eventual intent is to corrupt, covertly, overtly, and to overtake and take over the systems in such a way that you convert the nation's DNA into an Islamist state, into an Islam Bahul Mulk. And this was what was that seized in documents found even in Odisha and in Bengal, and in Assam, where the document said convert India into an Islamic state by 2047. But similar aims for the SDPI also. Funds were also raised locally under the guise of Ramadan collection. Now have a look at this. Document number 1. It says 3 crore 75,000 rupees as mentioned in the minutes of the meeting of the State Executive Council of Kerala State PFI held on 16/7/2019 at Unity House. And this proceeds have to go to the SDPI. Mentioned in minutes of meeting PAC held at 19/7 Unity House, Vengara. Election arrangement. Budget 30 lakhs. 5 lakhs to be collected from Vengara. Asked to reduce budget to 20 lakhs. Again, expenses noted in the classmate notebook. Point number 5 mentions that Salim, who has a lot of cases against him, is being sanctioned 1,47,000 rupees, and legal fees sanctioned for bond in court for Rashid, Sadiq and Nuruddin, who are accused in SDPI highway blocking case, 75,000 rupees. This is PFI documentation. PFI documentation mentions funds being separately adjusted and provided to the SDPI. And we just heard the SDPI National Secretary say SDPI and PFI have no connection. Then what is this? Then this is in Malayalam. Notes. Again, confirmation of the same 1 crore 75 lakhs here, 1.75 crore rupees here. This mention here. And this is again says settlement. Now this is again notes which have been made in a notebook. Now look at it. This is again PFI Alapura with respect to the Alapura unit of the SDPI. These are notes again in Malayalam which have been mentioned. Again another note which is all been seized documents after raids at PFI outlets. Then this is the international connection. PAC Coordination Committee working central state zones levels at the KSA. KSA is Saudi Arabia, Qatar and UAE, not in Bahrain and Kuwait. It is decided there should be effective coordination between ISF and IFF activities. ISF connected to SDPI, IFF connected to PFI. They say there needs to be more coordination. So their international wing are coordinating but domestic wings are not. Please exercise your judgment. To ensure effective coordination, zonal councils of Bahrain and Kuwait can decide whether they need such a committee or not. Meetings of coordination committees will be convened as and when required. Then it says party fund. Meeting observed that presence of leaders from India is required to educate and motivate members on the importance of party and party fund. Organization is confident to conduct RC. RC is Ramadan collections without the presence of leaders in India after many years of continuous motivation and awareness. Similar status can be achieved in case of party fund only after such education for at least 2-3 years. And there is more. And there are further documentation here about ISF and IFF, which are the countries where they are. Jeddah, Riyadh, their presence, transfer of ISF party members. It is decided no need of particular system for transfer of party members to ISF and vice versa. IFF to ISF, ISF and IFF, vice versa. No particular mechanism is required. This is again document that's been seized. Anand Gurumurthy, Yasmin Farooqi, coming back to you, and Binay Singh. Do we need more proof than this to show that what Ms. Yasmin Farooqi right now was saying stands challenged with these 4 or 5 pages that we have accessed here at CNN News 18? Anand Gurumurthy.
See, it is very clear from a long time they are associated, but now this is an airtight case and they are going to, face the consequences. One more thing is, with this clear explanation that you did today, okay, and the mothers and fathers, parents who see all this, right, they will never send their children to such party work. Okay, this is something which has to be conveyed. In fact, in Jammu and Kashmir, it was fixed because the parents stopped sending their children towards these terrorist organizations. So it is deemed that these guys are doing wrong things for the country, and people should understand they should stay away from such parties. They should stay away from such candidates. They should even stay away from supporting them with a monetary benefit because they come during a religious season time and try to collect money. They should stay away from any kind of donations to such parties.
Binay Singh, Yasmin Farooqi is not with us. We'll try and get her response to these documents and what is being stated. These are official documents and notes recovered from PFI offices. Yes, Binay Singh.
Anand, today, as on date, I think there are load of evidence connecting PFI with SDPI. But the story of disowning and disassociating itself with the mother organization, it is not new. It is a strategy to avoid the heat from the Indian government. And this is not for the first time. Let me quote you an example. The mother organization of PFI, SIMI, it was founded in 1977 as a student wing of Jamaat-e-Islami Hind. But soon Jamaat-e-Islami Hind, they knew that SIMI is going to be banned because they were directly involved into terrorist activism. So in 1981, they cooked a story that Yasser Arafat is coming to India and SIMI was opposed to Yasser Arafat, and on that issue they disassociated or they separated from Jamaat-e-Islami Hind. But this in reality never happened. And SIMI was replaced by SIO. And we all knew that what SIO is doing, and SIO, I think, will meet the same fate like SIMI and PFI. So they cooked a story that we are not associated with Jamaat-e-Islami Hind because when the Indian agencies came hunting for them, they may avoid the heat or they may avoid the consequences of getting banned. And surprisingly, after 1981, when they cooked this story and the Indian agencies, they bought this story. It took 2 decades to ban SIMI. It was banned.
You are making a very strong allegation that this is all overall linked to the Jamaat.
Yes. They all are, and this is a strategy, Anand. This is a strategy. This is a grand strategy, and it is not applied just today. It was applied in 1981 also.
Yeah, but my point is, sir, it has taken 2 decades to find this paper trail. When were these raids conducted? These raids were conducted in 2020. 2020 there was raids conducted, 2021 raids conducted, 2022 raids conducted. Anand Gurumurthy, we are sitting on 2025. 3 years since they were banned, 4 years since they were banned. The PFI continues to operate via the SDPI. So what has changed?
Anand, these are not simple terrorist outfits. They are, operating with a new generation modus operandi, which is called 5th generation modus operandi. So it is very hard for the Indian agencies. And when they get nab of them, they are to make sure that it is an airtight case and they are not able to escape it. Because some lady will come here and so that it was a very humble, it was a very good, it was a very nationalist kind of organization. So we are going to face such kind of allegations even after the banning. So to avoid that and to make sure that nothing goes wrong, I think Indian agencies,
I'll tell you what, I understand. I respect a point of view which says that one needs to have an airtight and case so that you nab them. But look at the amount of time that's being taken, Anand Gurumurthy, and second, this time is time for outfits like this to not just recalibrate but to also mass mobilize. And yes, they have figured out a way. They are 3 steps ahead of the current agencies. Because look at it. They are saying we are waging a struggle. So a political struggle is not wrong by law. Whatever the ulterior intent, you have to prove that. But if they are using Hawala, see, during the Delhi riots and the CAA protests, there were huge proofs that money had come through various accounts of PFI and SFI members, SDPI members, not SFI, SDPI and PFI members and their affiliated units, and that money was being rerouted. Huge number of people had travelled from Kerala, North Kerala, and posed even as different people of different denominations to participate in these protests and to raise a whole ruckus in the national capital and around. All of this is evidence that is documented. What happens thereafter?
See, that is the challenge, okay? When a democratic process sets in, okay, it is very important that it has to be pinned and it has to be ensured that no innocent, is punished. And that is the reason why these things take time. For example, every day lakhs of passengers do air travel and everybody has to wait 1 or 2 hours to get into the airplane. While it is just a 5-minute or 10-minute process, just like how we board trains, we can also board airplanes. Why? Because of the bombings that happened, airplane bombings. Now, do you think it can be backtracked? and it can be ensured that aircraft are safe and we can board in 10 minutes. No, world over, every person who is traveling by air is taking that pain every day. And the reason is the way these things are conducted. In fact, when Osama bin Laden was, assassinated by Americans, it was seen that before that, for almost like 6 to 7 years, people were traveling on donkeys. They were doing barter trade for every component to be purchased for Osama bin Laden, ensuring that there was no traceability at all. This is the way they work. They are very, very, trained criminals. And if ED has tracked them and pinned them, it is one of the greatest service to this nation. We have to appreciate them here. Let it take another decade, but we should catch every culprit, put them behind bars, and ensure that no innocent youth goes in this direction. And again, their life and their families are spoiled because of this such organizations.
Well,
and people who represent such organizations and say no, we are not connected, are not only doing, to the...
No, but point is, sir, the burden of proof is always on prosecution.
Also doing injustice to their religious...
The burden of proof is always on prosecution, and those who want to break the system or use the system to subvert it are past masters at it, and they've been operating since the 80s. They've been doing it as different outfits, different names. It's the same leaders, it's the same continuum. If the system of the day has not been able to fight them, then the system has to evolve. The system has to become more nimble. Yasmin Farooqi is back with us. Yasmin जी, ये देखिए, ये सारा प्रूफ मैंने तो आपके सामने रखा है. 5-6 पन्ने हमारे पास हैं, बट ऐसे बहुत सारे दस्तावेज हैं ईडी और एनआईए के पास.
मेरी भी सुन लीजिए, फिर मैं आपसे 15 मिनट तक सुनती रही, इसीलिए उठ के चली गई थी. अब मेरी सुन लीजिए. मेरे ख्याल से मीडिया को सारे जजमेंट के हक दे देने चाहिए, क्योंकि अब जजमेंट की और जजेस की और अदालतों की तो जरूरत ही नहीं रही. जजमेंट्स तो आप ही दे रहे हैं. सारे ये कह रहे हैं कि साहब हम पे सारे इल्जाम आपने लगा दिए हैं और प्रूफ भी कर दिया है, तो अब मेरे ख्याल से अदालतों की तो कोई जरूरत ही नहीं रही है. आप ही लोग सारा मीडिया वाले
मैंने तो कोई जजमेंट पास नहीं किया मैम. मैंने तो बस नहीं, यास्मीन जी, हमने कोई जजमेंट पास नहीं किया.
हमने तो जजमेंट दे रहे हैं.
हमने तो ये पूछा कि आपने कहा कि पीएफआई और एसडीपीआई का कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है. आपने खुद कहा, मैंने तो नहीं बोला.
फिर कोई कनेक्शन नहीं.
तो पर यहाँ पर पीएफआई के दस्तावेजों में ये लिखा है कि एसडीपीआई के चुनाव के लिए हमें पैसा देना है, और फिर आपकी जो इंटरनेशनल विंग है आईएफएफ और आईएसएफ, उसके मेंबर आपस में ट्रांसफर होते रहे, उसके लिए कोई प्रक्रिया की आवश्यकता नहीं है. ये डॉक्यूमेंट भी है. तो आप मुझे बताइए, आईएसएफ आपका इंटरनेशनल विंग है कि नहीं?
एक मिनट, आप मेरी बात सुन लीजिए.
जी
मेरी बात सुन लीजिए. ये डॉक्यूमेंट्स आपके पास कहां से आए, कैसे आए, सही हैं, गलत हैं? आपके पास डॉक्यूमेंट्स आ गए, आपको गवर्नमेंट ने दे दिए. वो गवर्नमेंट कभी अपने गरेबान में मुंह नहीं झांक रही. ये नहीं, हम अगर आप कभी बीजेपी से या आरएसएस वालों से या उनकी शाखाओं से पूछते हैं कि लोगों को जो तलवारें बैन है वो आप कैसे,
अब आप विषय को भटका रहे हैं. आरएसएस और बीजेपी ने कभी ये नहीं कहा. बीजेपी ने, अभी तो मैं बस आपकी बात पे पूछ रहा हूँ. बीजेपी ने कभी ये नहीं कहा कि आरएसएस उनका आइडियोलॉजिकल फाउंटेन हेड है. कभी मना नहीं किया. उन्होंने कभी नहीं कहा कि बीजेपी का आरएसएस से कोई लेने देना नहीं. आपने अभी कहा, यास्मीन जी,
पूरी बात नहीं.
आपने अभी कहा कि पीएफआई और एसडीपीआई का कोई लेना देना नहीं है. तो मैं उसी पर पूछ रहा हूं, तो क्या आईएसएफ और आईएफएफ का कोई लेना देना नहीं है?
नहीं है जी, नहीं है. मैंने आपसे कहा हमारा उनसे कोई लेना देना नहीं है.
तो आईएसएफ जो आपका इंटरनेशनल विंग है और जो आईएफएफ है उसका कोई लेना देना नहीं है.
मेरी पूरी बात आप होने नहीं दे रहे हैं.
जी.
फिर वही बात आ रही है कि आप मेरी पूरी बात नहीं होने दे रहे हैं. आप जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स दिखा रहे हैं, मैं कैसे मान लूं कि वो सही है? वो गलत डॉक्यूमेंट्स गवर्नमेंट अगर आपको दे रही है तो मेरे पास उसका ये कोर्ट साबित करेगा. कोर्ट में जब डॉक्यूमेंट जाएंगे वो सही है या गलत है, ये वो तय करेगा. आपको उन लोगों ने डॉक्यूमेंट दे दिया, आपने उन्हें मान लिया कि मैं नहीं मानती. आप मान लीजिए, मैं नहीं मानती.
तो एक बात बताइए, अच्छा वेंगरा में आप चुनाव लड़े थे कि नहीं लड़े?
क्वेश्चन के जवाब दें.
नहीं, एसडीपीआई वेंगरा में चुनाव लड़ी थी कि नहीं? लड़ी थे ना? लड़ा था.
हम तो सब जगह चुनाव, वेंगरा में नहीं, हम तो सब जगह.
अगर वेंगरा में चुनाव लड़े और यूनिटी हाउस में 19/7/2017 को यूनिटी हाउस में मीटिंग हुई थी पॉलिटिकल अफेयर्स कमेटी की और पब्लिक अकाउंट्स कमेटी की.
मुझे ध्यान नहीं,
वही सब यहाँ लिखे हैं. और ये दस्तावेज ये सारे दस्तावेज पीएफआई, ये दस्तावेज जो हैं ये पीएफआई के ऑफिसेस से आए हैं. आपने कहा पीएफआई एसडीपीआई का पीएफआई, पर पीएफआई का तो एसडीपीआई से काफी कुछ लेना देना दिख रहा है यहाँ.
तो उनसे बात करिए.
तो एमके फैजी का पीएफआई से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. MK फैजी कभी PFI की मीटिंग में नहीं बैठे थे?
ये हमारे प्रेसिडेंट हैं।
नहीं, वो PFI की कोई किसी मीटिंग में नहीं बैठे थे।
मैं नहीं जानती।
आप नहीं जानती।
अरे तो उससे
2015 में PFI के ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट पर SDPI का नाम नहीं था।
तो जवाब ले लीजिए।
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ,
जवाब पूरा तो ले लीजिए।
आप हाँ या ना बोलिए ना।
तो मैं जवाब दे रही हूँ, तो आप सवाल करते हैं सिर्फ। नहीं, मैं हाँ या ना, आप जज कोई वकील और कोई फिल्म की शूटिंग थोड़ी हो रही है कि हाँ या ना बोलिए,
क्योंकि आप सवाल का जवाब नहीं दे रहे हैं, आप इधर उधर बात घुमा रहे हैं। जैसे आप जैसे कोई बात इधर उधर घुमाता है तो यानी कि आप पकड़े गए।
मैं डायरेक्ट बात कर रही हूँ।
जी बताइए।
अरे कैसी बात कर रहे हो आप? आप मेरे मुंह में अपनी जबान मत डालिए।
नहीं डाल रहा हूं।
PFI के प्रोग्राम में अगर कोई बैठ जाता है तो कोई PFI उस वक्त बैन नहीं था जी, बैठ गए होंगे। अगर कोई बुलाता है MMI के प्रोग्राम में भी हम जाते हैं, बुलाया
अगर PFI ने आपको 3 करोड़ रुपए दिए हैं, PFI ने 3 करोड़ रुपए दिए हैं और उसका कोई डिजिटल ट्रेल नहीं है, तो ये पैसा कैश में आया कहां से, ये प्रश्न पूछना गलत है। और फिर अगर आप कह रही हैं कि PFI और SDPI का कोई लेना देना नहीं है, तो PFI के मेंबरान SDPI में है, तो फिर ये गलत है कि सही है, ये भी तो पूछना गलत सही नहीं है।
आप तय कर लोगे क्या? आप सब तय कर लोगे तो जजेस की कोई जरूरत नहीं है।
नहीं, अगर आप ये तय करने वाली हैं, अब आप तय करेंगे कि मैं प्रश्न पूछ सकता हूँ कि नहीं।
आनंद, मेरा एक सवाल,
तो फिर आपकी जो मंशा है वही दिख रही है कि आगे जाके आप लोगों से सवाल पूछने नहीं देंगे, यही आपकी मंशा है।
आनंद
नहीं,
मेरा एक सवाल,
नहीं, आप लोग बायस जो के बैठते हो ना, आप सरकार के से
जो इस देश के DNA बदलने का उनका जिनका विजन स्टेटमेंट ये है कि इस देश का DNA बदलना है, वो दूसरों को बायस कह रहे हैं। अब आप मुझे बताइए, आप मुझे बताइए। चलिए इस वक्त मैम बड़ी खबर एक और आ रही है। आई हैव टू मूव ऑन। इस तहकीकात को वील कंटिन्यू एंड वी विल गो बैक एंड वील कंटिन्यू एंड वील गेट मोर डिटेल्स एंड देन वील कंटिन्यू टू आस्क द SDPI as we'll ask the BJP what's going on. Now we got big news coming in. Bharat has summoned UK's charged affairs after External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's security breach in London. Siddhant Mishra joins us with more details. Yes, Siddhant.
Well, that's right, Anand. This is the information that I'm picking from my sources that charged the affairs from British High Commission has been summoned by Ministry of External Affairs this evening. Perhaps I also want to add that we are still awaiting for an official response from the Ministry of External Affairs. But we have got this information that Christina Scott, the charged the affairs of British High Commission here in New Delhi, has been summoned by Ministry of External Affairs. In fact, she visited Ministry's office later this evening.
Well, thank you for your input, Siddhant. We're going to take a very short break, a short excerpt on our chat with Nas Daily coming up on the other side. Plus there's more. Stay with us.
Засад рятувальників наразі ліквідовують наслідки. Медики, поліція, всі оперативні служби на місцях. Ліквідовуємо, допомагаємо. Намагаємось максимально оперативно ліквідувати усі пожежі. Уся інформація буде згодом щодо наслідків, щодо постраждалих. Ми працюємо.
$4.10 перемещаться.
У меня аж дом задрожал и упали вещи. И я боялся и под диван упал. И испугался, под диван залез и сидел, пока все это не перестанется. Я орал на весь дом. Папа меня успокоил, но я все равно той ночью не мог заснуть, целую ночь сидел. И что-то еще все равно стреляло. Я боялся, спрятался под диваном, пытался заснуть. И еще был у меня братик, и он тоже испугался, и он тоже плакал. И я не мог ничего сделать, и я просто быстро пытался заснуть. И сейчас мы сидим без света, и у нас все электрическое, мы не можем покушать. У нас все и мой брат младший, он тоже не может покушать. И еще мама уехала на войну, и папа. Папа мне помог, чтобы я не боялся.
Мы просто 6 можем, сколько? 4? 4 на забор. Ира, надо попросить у кого-то тачку.
Да, главное нет света и газа нет еще, добавок ко всему. У нас же отопление, ну частный дом, котел стоит, автономное, газа нет с ночи. Плита не работает, света нет. Уезжать пока таких планов нет. Во-первых, это связано с возрастом. Нам уже под 80 лет, мне и жене. Ну, а во-вторых, ехать-то некуда. Будем приспосабливаться. Конечно, если уже так, если каждый вечер будет такая бомбежка, то придется, может быть, куда-то убегать.
the most successful content on the internet is porn.
Okay, yeah. So it's a good life being a vlogger or being a social media personality. But is it?
80% of the money goes to the top 20% of the creators.
So the Pareto principle applies there too.
100% it applies there. I'll tell you, if you're trying to find happiness from social media, like it doesn't work. Happiness can be found by having kids, finding a wife or a husband, a boyfriend or girlfriend. I think that's the easiest way, and being healthy. I will never make a video attacking somebody or something.
So how did you come to the 60-second formula?
The 60-second formula is because I have ADHD. When I was doing the 1,000 videos in 1,000 days, every day was just one video. So I wake up a day and say, I want to share one idea with the world. My learning from Kumbh is that I think humanity needs this. Like humans need shared culture, shared religion, shared rituals, shared beliefs. Because that is what makes us a community. And Kumbh really gave people feeling that, oh, we belong in India. Israel and Palestine, I understand more than 99% of the world. So I speak up. And I want 99% of the world to shut up.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So anyway, I only speak about things I understand. In reality, people just don't want to die. So I think Israelis just don't want to die. Israelis don't enjoy. They don't enjoy going to war. They don't want war. And this is something that a lot of people disagree with. Because Israelis do not want war.
Namaste and welcome. I'm in conversation with someone who needs no introduction, at least for all those who are on the digital space. Did not start as a YouTuber, but is now called a vlogger and a YouTuber. Nas Daily. That's what you've become. You know, Yasin, your name is now Nas Daily.
Nas Daily, yeah.
But first up, thank you for doing this and thank you for making
the time.
Thank you,
Anand. It's so good to be here. Yeah. And let's have a great conversation.
So you're air dashing into India and you're going out, and then you've taken this time out amidst all the jet lag and battling with it. So let me first ask you, this 42% life on you is do you really
I don't have any other
or are you still charging?
That's the only t-shirt I have. Do you know that? I have 10 of the same design and I wear nothing else. This means this is the percentage of my life that's over. I'm 33. You're supposed to die at 76 on average. 33 out of 76 is 42%. And this basically reminds me to use my time wisely and just live life as much fun
So in your wisdom, you've thought that, okay, I'll have this conversation here on News 18. So that's fantastic. Thank you.
That is part of what makes life amazing, yes.
So let's start with how did social media, Instagramming, meta platforms and then vlogging happen for you? How did this whole process start?
Look,
and when?
Just like a traditional Indian family, my family also told me that I'm an engineer, then I do what I love. You know?
Okay. First study, get your graduation, get your degree, and then you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I did. I studied and I became an engineer and I didn't love it. Then I was like, you know what I love? Media, this. And so I started to do this. So I left my job and I started to do videos every single day, and nobody really paid attention. But you know, after 2 weeks of doing Nas Daily, I went to India because there's so many stories in India, so many ideas and videos, the content that you can make here. And then, you know, after 1,000 days, Nas Daily blew up and it became one of the biggest things on social media. And now I'm not really thinking of making videos. Now I'm thinking of making companies. That is the next challenge.
So from vlogger to entrepreneur.
Exactly.
So you've got two companies now, a media company and a tech company.
Correct.
So you're trying to saddle media and tech together. Is that what you're trying to do?
That's basically what we're trying to do. The people, you know, media, we built Nas Daily and we try to help other people build Nas Daily. We try to help you if you're a government, if you're a tourism agency, if you're a brand, if you're a company, a startup. You want to build your own Nas Daily on social media? We can do that. It's called 1000 Media. And then on the tech side, we help content creators make money online because it's so difficult to make money online. And that is sort of my life's mission now. We're 100 people. I used to be one, now we're 100. And it's fun. I highly recommend everybody build a company.
You say it's difficult to make money online, and you ask all the offliners, they believe that all the onliners are the one making money.
No one is making money. You know what? No, I mean,
so then where's the money going?
Do you think it's easy to make money online?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's very hard.
I think the perception is that like they look at the success stories. So there will be 1,000 people doing content out there, and the 10 that make it.
Exactly.
I think that built the perception.
Yes.
And they say, oh, he's making millions there. Oh, he's making so much money there. He's got so many followers and so many. She's got so many followers. They're really having. It's a good life being a vlogger or being a social media personality. But is it?
80% of the money goes to the top 20% of the creators.
So the Pareto principle applies there too.
100% it applies there. And for those that don't know, it just means the few make the most. So what do we do with the remaining 80%? Those are the ones we're trying to help to make money and make a living doing what they love. Because everybody loves creating content. Everybody loves doing Instagram. It's the dream job. It's so much better than engineering. And it's just, if we can help you figure out how to make money from it, then you win.
So how did you come to the 60-second formula?
The 60-second formula is because I have ADHD. Simple as that. I have ADHD. I cannot focus on things for more than a minute. And I was like, if I can't focus more than a minute, the audience cannot focus more than a minute. So I should make videos that are 1 minute long. Now this is more than 1 minute, so your audience maybe does not have ADHD.
Yeah, their audience maybe does not have ADHD, or because the questions keep changing, so each of the answers are not more than a minute and a half. So we're doing a series of questions.
Do you have ADHD?
I don't think so. As of now, I don't think I have, but I have never checked. But I don't think so. I can sit down and listen, and I can sit down and watch. So that's not an issue.
I can't watch a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, one person who does not have ADHD is our Prime Minister. he can sit and listen to you for hours on end. So he's a fantastic listener, and I think that's a quality we don't have.
Yeah.
We tend to scroll very fast. We tend to move fast. So, but when you go, like, let's say Kumbh, how many days did you spend in Kumbh?
2 days.
2 days.
2 days, in and out.
So in 2 days, how many videos or how many stories did you find?
So
do you say, okay, I've got 10 stories, so I'm going to make 10 1-minute videos? That's how do you
Yes, exactly. So every idea, every theme is a video, an independent video. Now, when I went to Kumbh because I want to make one video. That's it. So I spent 2 days on it because I want the video to be good. I don't know if you've seen the video, but I just wanted the video to be a lot of effort. But when I was doing the 1,000 videos in 1,000 days, every day was just one video. So I wake up a day and say, I want to share one idea with the world. What is it? And that's my recommendation to people. Anybody watching this who is thinking about creating content, every day you should wake up and say, what do I want to create today? What is the one idea I want the world to know about? And just turn that into a video.
Then how many hours or how much time do you shoot? And then you sit down on edit, and then you say, all right, this is 10 seconds, this is 15 seconds, and this is how my 60 seconds get constructed on the storyboard.
So when I started, it used to take 15 hours to make a 1-minute video. Now with AI, we help our clients, create a lot of content in like 2 hours. So the time it takes to make videos is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. Eventually, it should take 1 minute to make a 1-minute video. But now it used to take 15 hours, now it takes me roughly 5 to 6 hours.
But what was your learning from Kumbh? Yes, you made a video and I saw it, and there was effort in it, I agree with you. But what was your learning? What was your takeaway? Because you also study human behavior, you study cultures, you study faith and ways of life. So what was your learning?
That's a very good question. My learning from Kumbh is that I think humanity needs this. Like humans need shared culture, shared religion, shared rituals, shared beliefs, because that is what makes us a community. And Kumbh really gave people feeling that, oh, we belong in India, whether I'm rich or poor, young or old. So I was like, wow, this Mahakumbh, we need a different version of Mahakumbh that's not religious, right? To bring people together. So Mahakumbh brought people together. And I was like, oh, I like that. I want things that bring people together.
Did you feel a different energy in that area when you went into the ghats, when you're with so many people, humanity? Did you feel a different vibe inside you?
I'm not a very spiritual person.
Yeah, I didn't ask you from a
Yeah.
spiritual point of view. I just felt that, did you feel the energies around you change? You know, did you feel something different?
Because this event is so rare, I felt like, I just did something unique in my life. So I felt this energy of rarity, that this doesn't happen every day. So that was a nice energy. When you experience something once, cool. It makes you feel cool.
What
Did you go to Mako?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Yes,
where-
I did.
where-
Yes, I did. And, from my end, I'm quite spiritual. But for me, what I felt is,
Yeah, what did you feel?
there's a different energy. And what you felt is because of the collective conscience of so many people there,
Yeah.
who came with one particular thought. They had no other thought, that all they wanted to do was they wanted to come there, they wanted to take the dip, and they wanted to go back.
Yeah.
So it was that. So everybody was there just to get there, and no matter how much time it takes, how much of patience it tests, you get there, and then you see that when you have people at a slightly higher level of consciousness amongst themselves, we all tend to be one. We all tend to unite.
And that's the
as
essence
a
of Hinduism, right? That we're all made with the same fabric.
Yeah, we are, and different faiths follow different thought processes. But one of the part is that all of us are charged by a battery, right? If that battery leaves this body is nothing but a body, and then if you take that battery out and put it into another body, and then that battery continues, and that's the soul, or
Yeah.
that's the Atma.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes we are seeing people around us who have a soul connection. So we are in different bodies, but our souls may have been connected before.
Yes.
And when you come to a place where there are so many people and so many souls that are coming together, you tend to get a vibe that this is a few hundred years or a few thousand years of journey of the soul that is coming to a place where it says, okay, finally I've got to do what I want to do. That is, take a dip where three majestic rivers meet, and the magic of the waters, the magic of the place, and the confluence. So it's also science. It's not just spirituality, because there's energy there. There is also confluence there. So there is something beyond what is a perceived human understanding of three dimensions,
Yeah.
which you can realize and which you can interpret and look at. So that's why I said,
I
you may
like
not
your-
you may not think about all of this. That's why I said, did you feel yourself
That's interesting.
differently? That's what I said.
I like your interpretation way more. Mine was more like, I'm a tourist. I'm here to see this rare event in a religion that I'm not part of, but I'm here to learn from it. And I studied Hinduism for a
Yeah.
month, so I'm a big fan of Hinduism and Buddhism and Eastern religions, or way of lives. And for me, it was a way to intake information, and that's why I liked it.
Did you know Hindutva, or the Hindu way of life, also accepts atheism?
Does it?
Yeah. So there are passages in our scriptures which say that even someone who does not believe in God deserves place in society.
So somebody
and
that
deserves
doesn't believe
respect.
in, let's say, Shiv or
It doesn't matter. You may not believe that their God. So atheism is God doesn't exist, right?
yeah.
So it's only in Hindu scriptures that there is a separate passage and a separate mention of people who don't believe in God.
And they're accepted.
Yeah, you have to accept, because they are people.
Yeah.
So they are people, they are part of society, they are humanity, and you have to work with them as human beings. Their faith, their life, but we all collectively have to work for one good, that is societal good. So when we use the word dharma or dharma,
Yes.
it's not about religion.
Yeah, it's about
It-
your human responsibility.
Yeah, it's about what will sustain you, what will sustain society. So it's about sustenance. Dharyate iti dharma, that which sustains. And that
सस्ते वाले
Засади рятувальників наразі ліквідовують наслідки. Медики, поліція, всі оперативні служби на місцях ліквідовуємо, допомагаємо. Намагаємось максимально оперативно ліквідувати усі пожежі. Уся інформація буде згодом щодо наслідків, щодо постраждалих. Ми працюємо.
4:10 перемещались. Да?
У меня аж дом задрожал и упали вещи. И я боялся и из-под дивана упал. И испугался, под диван залез и сидел, пока все это не перестанется. Я орал на весь дом. Папа меня успокоил, но я все равно той ночью не мог заснуть, целую ночь сидел. И что-то еще все равно стреляло. Я боялся, спрятался под диваном, пытался заснуть. И еще был у меня братик, он тоже испугался, и он тоже плакал. И я не мог ничего сделать, и я просто быстро пытался заснуть. И сейчас мы сидим без света, и у нас все электрическое, мы не можем покушать. У нас все и мой брат младший, он тоже не может покушать. И еще мама уехала на войну, и папа. Папа мне помог, чтобы я не боялся.
Мы просто 6 можем, сколько? 4? 4 на забор. Ира, надо попросить у кого-то тачку.
Да, главное нет света и газа нет еще, добавок ко всему. У нас же отопление, ну частный дом, котел стоит, автономное, газа нет с ночи. Плита не работает, света нет. Уезжать пока таких планов нет. Во-первых, это связано